Good afternoon, Bobcat Nation, and welcome to another edition of the Bobcat Blitz Sports Update. I'm Sean Kirkpatrick coming to you live from the preserve one last time. That's right. It is that time of the year. Right behind me to my right, I see the chairs are already up. Seniors are going to be saying goodbye in 2 days. It's already here in the school year. We're so happy you could join us for our Season 2 finale. Already been 2 years. Back at our StreamYard studios and broadcasting live from multiple online sites. Please go to Facebook, like us, subscribe to us, get us there. Mr. John Rawlings. John, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How you doing there, Sean?
A little windy, a little hot, but it's going to be a great episode tonight. We got a little surprise guest here. We got a state champion surprise guest. We're going to say goodbye to basketball. A little delay on that, but we're going to still say goodbye to him. But first, of course, that time of the year, John, you've had multiple kids go to high school. I've only got the one.
Yep.
But that time of the year, class of 2025, all the parents, all the students, all the teachers, we got them there. Congratulations to everything you all do. We're all so proud of you on everything.
Yep. And I can't believe my boys graduated in 08.
That's what I came down at 08 for this school. So I wanted to show something to you, John. Even though I'm done with everything, we still have 2 more events going on this week. Of course, we got graduation Thursday. Then we have project graduation Friday night. That's going to be at the Mullen Center. And you might see the sign. I don't know if you can see the sign or not.
Yep.
This is nice. This is coming from Project Graduation. They're selling these for $25. It comes with the metal stakes, and you can get one still online. I'll help you get links on that. There's only a few left, though. $25. What a great deal. What great quality. It's both sides, so you can use it on other place there. So pretty cool on that one. A lot of shout-outs, a lot of thank yous this time of the year. John, do you realize we've done almost 80 episodes in 2 years if you count our weekends and our Friday games?
I cannot believe it.
80 at least. I don't know. But, John, one of the groups we rarely thank enough, and that's our volunteers. And over the years, I've got to know so many of them. Most recently, I finished baseball. I want to thank Miss Megan and Miss Lindsay for volunteering, helping me out the baseball thing out there. John, it's no secret that you and I do a lot of volunteering for this town. You of course, are very famous for doing lots of city work, helping them out. I'm pretty known for being around this town a lot. So a lot of things go on there with the volunteers. And I did want to bring something up on the volunteers. It's, I love talking to them. And they talk to me. And we got a nice rapport going on. And it's the same formula, John. They come in, they're all excited. They're ready to help the team out. And by the time their student's done in 3 or 4 years, they're worn down. And I asked them, could you stay another year or two? Could you help us out? And almost to the letter, they tell me the same thing. They are not feeling appreciated. They are not feeling what they're doing is making a difference. And for that, I have a challenge, John. I'm reaching out to the Northport High School administration tonight for a challenge. When you lose a volunteer, and you can speak to this more than me, you're not just losing free labor. You're losing a community spokesperson. You're losing community support. And if you really upset them, you could run the risk of having people going out there and actively talking bad about your program, which no one ever wants to hear that happening. Our numbers are low. They continue to be low. I don't know the answer. I'm not smart enough. I'm not an educator. I don't know what the answer would be for that. But it's got to change. So my challenge over high school administration, take the summer, really dive into what's going on and how can you make it better. Because I'm about this close to being one of those disgruntled volunteers. I had something happen this last week I don't want to talk about on the air. The level of disrespect that I felt having given 17 years to this school, both as a teacher here, and most recently as a volunteer these last 17 years. I have helped the school out volunteering to some capacity for 17 years. And if I'm feeling this way, after all that I love about this school, I can only imagine what a new volunteer is going to go through. And it really upsets me. It upsets me terribly because I love this place. I love the school. I love the city. And I want to see it turn around. And I don't know, administration, if you are aware of what's happening here with the numbers. You got a lot of love in this town for the school and the athletes. They love their kids. They love their programs. They love their coaches. But they're not feeling it in return. So again, administrators, if you're watching this show tonight, I don't know if you even watch our shows at all. I doubt it. But if you are, please, I'm begging you over the summer, Figure out a way. Bring in the coaches. Bring in the volunteers. Ask them how they can make it better for them, what they can do to make it better for them. Make them feel appreciated. So that when I come back in August, I want to see a new spirit tell these volunteers. So that's all I got to say about that, John. I'm sorry. I got really emotional last week.
And it's all right, because at the end of the day, everything has to be looked at, reevaluated, assessed. Coach Fu does that with his programs.
Yeah.
Mark Kimball used to do that with the wrestling program. There's and believe it or not, Rob Rose back in baseball and really coming back strong and reassessing what was and what worked in the past. Sometimes you have to take a step backwards to take 10 steps forward. And I hope that every year we should be breaking things down and rebuilding and finding out what works and what doesn't work and how we can get more people involved. We struggle across the board for years, and the working formula really is how can we connect people with the school in a positive manner? How can we promote sports and theater and all of the things, the extracurricular activities that happen at that school? There's some great teachers there. There's some great coaches there. There's great individual athletes there. And we've had some really great teams. So, support, show your dedication to the programs, and then apply yourself. And, when you hear the word no, sometimes you got to take the bull by the horn and change that to a yes. So it's all about the parents getting involved. Without parents, there's no power in any of these groups. The parents hold the power. And if there was that kind of influence, it would change the whole school.
And John, we've as a show, we've done a great job asking for parent support. Some of the things that we said, some of the coaches said, we're worried about Port Charlotte, Venice, Northport High School. You better wake up. We're about to worry about our own city. All right, what are we 2 years away from Welland Park opening? We got Imagine about to build a brand new campus. You better start turning this around now, guys. The clock is ticking, and I'm tired of hearing 20 years this, 25 years that. Those schools are new. They are chomping at the bit to get started and get them going on increasing their product out there. So, guys, the challenge is there. Yes, the parents need to step up and help out more, but we haven't done. I haven't said all young. The administration, you need to step up. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the truth. You have to. You're running out of time before those two programs are going to take a big dent out of your own Northport population. All right, so. It goes all around, John. I still want to help the school out. I still want to support. I still love this place. I'm never going to talk bad about places.
Yep.
But if you keep this up, I'm not going to talk good about them either. So let's make it happen, guys. Reach out to us. We'll be Bobcat Blitz. We'd love to be a part of that, turning it around culture. We tried 2 years now in a row. We've almost 1,000 members, John. Great job on that. Kudos to you for that. We're at this close to 1,000. So excellent job. We started off with 3. It was my wife, your wife, and my sister. That was 3 of us on the members. So thank you all for that. All right, it's over. I promise. All right, my first guest, John. I've been wanting to get him back on for a long time. Come in here, sir. Let's get you over here. Come on in, Coach. Now, Coach, I don't even know if you need one of these. Is you and I are?
Well, it's kind of windy, so we're gonna
yell. You
good there? All right, that's perfect. All right.
Hey, Coach.
How we doing?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
So, Coach, we are actually right here at the pole vault for a reason. We're going to have our surprise guest on today. Did you know who we have back here?
I saw it. I thought you were going to say something else, but no, all right, we're good.
So that's good. So, Coach Stephenson, those who don't know, this is our varsity basketball coach, plus the 3 or 4 siblings, I think. I can't remember how many you had on the.
Yeah, me plus 3. So 4 of us total.
Oh, that could be your thing. Me plus 3. I love it. Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
We never got you on our season finale wrap up. Real quick, you've had some time to think about what you saw this year. What would your analysis be over this last season you just had? Your first season, by the way.
First year, I thought we did a decent job. Okay, I know that coming into it, we wanted to get a lot more wins than what we accomplished, but that didn't happen in year 1. But I think that we did make strides in the right directions with the wins that we did get. I got to highlight the fact that we were able to kind of do our little upset thing against Venice in the district playoff at the end of the season. Fortunately, coming to the demise of Sarasota, who did go pretty far in the state tournament.
Yeah.
They're a very loaded team. But us as a program, I thought we did a really good job. Just, learning, finding our own identity, and just coming out and, them getting used to me, those guys getting used to each other, and just kind of just growing a program in a direction that we kind of wanted to go to. So we're steadily working even right now to kind of improve on that and come into next season a lot stronger than what we were last year. So yeah, I like I said, thought we did a decent job.
Now, John, he's being humble here. The very last game of the season, I think the next day you were already up and running again with all sorts of groups and teams. And what did you take a break at all?
No, I didn't.
Emphatic no.
No, I didn't. No, we gave him a couple of. It might have been 2 weeks off, and we hit the ground running with our AAU program, and guys that we would like to keep in the program stayed packed, came back into the gym, and they've been putting the work in. Over the summer, I think we've gotten up to about 20 games played with this young group, and I thought that was something that we lacked last season, was just our in-game experience, and we were able to kind of do that between the months of March and April. Played in a couple of tournaments locally here, and got the guys on some on-court experience, and we're building from that. We're learning from it. So yeah.
So, Coach, let's go back for a minute. So you're saying last year there was not an AAU option for the Bobcat players, or was it somewhere else they had to go?
I believe it was outside of the community. I think a lot of the guys were playing with teams out of Sarasota, Fort Myers, and I believe so. I think from most of the ones that we did have.
Speak to the people who don't quite know that. Well, how important it is to have your own on-campus or Bobcat affiliated team on something like this for basketball.
Well, it's huge because you've got athletes that a lot of the guys on our team. We didn't have a lot of football players, so these guys, they go a whole year without playing any basketball. Well, real basketball is what I like to call it. It's a little bit higher level than the rec with what we're doing, and they're able to kind of get that experience that way, playing against teams of higher caliber where we can kind of get to that level and kind of push us to just be a little bit better. So yeah, it's a huge part. It's a huge part.
And this is something local schools around here would have had this for all. And I hate to say yes, it's obvious, but people might not know that the Port Charlottes, they would have had these programs up and running. This is a huge deal to get this back and running here.
It definitely is, and I'm happy with that turnout. A lot of our guys that are out here, they're a part of what it is that we're doing. Again, they took 2 weeks off and they bounced back, and they've been in the gym ever since. So that alone will speak volumes to what we're going to be and how we're going to look coming in the next season. And we're making steps in the right direction.
In addition to that, John, he's also recruiting for the next wave. Our next generation's coming up. The youngsters out there too.
Yes.
So I don't even want to try to break down, because I tried doing it with soccer the other day. I can't keep up with 5-year-olds playing this. Hey, I'm sitting there going, oh, we need a spreadsheet with all the who's playing where and what and all that, because I can't overlap with Northport youth basketball as well. So I don't know how your dynamic is. That's okay. We don't need to talk about that. But so your youth experience, what are you doing now? What are you doing for the summer? I saw there's a camp. I think I saw.
Yes.
I don't want you to advertise that as well.
We've got our youth camp. We're going to do 2 sessions of a youth camp here at our Northport High School. That first one will be in June, the second week of June, so June 9th through the 13th. We are filling up, but we do still have a couple more spots that we're looking to kind of max that out. We don't want to overpopulate it with a lot of kids that the development kind of slows them down, but we want them to get out there and learn all that. That's going to go from let me see, about 3rd grade all the way through to 8th grade, and we'll split the camp up accordingly for the kids so that they're not out there with 8th graders. But again, we just want people to know us in the community, to kind of get our name out there, have these young Bobcats wanting to come up, possibly be Bobcats, and just kind of build it that way as we're building what we're doing here.
So, John, there's a lot going on here with him.
I got a question for him, though. So, I've been hanging out with one of your coaches.
I heard.
Mr. Ben Goldman.
Yes, sir.
I know that he probably told you what we were talking about, but I want to take it a little different direction with you. I want to talk to you about your first year and the culture that you walked into, and I want you to kind of give an overview of the growth that you see that you're going to influence over the next several years with culture change within your program? And you're talking about it now, but it's with the coaches. I see the outreach there. I see the outreach with you. Talk about that combination where the parents and the coaches and that the student athlete are going to be part of the family culture that you're trying to ignite.
Well, it's very, very similar to what you just said, family. We've got like we started with talking about is myself and my brothers. We're a family culture. We wanted to kind of be that way with these guys coming through. Them getting to know each other. Want to sacrifice for one another on and off the court. And just kind of building it that way. Our numbers. I love our numbers. We've got kids that are out here that want to be here. We've got kids that they don't want to go home. I've said that for a while. I've got Jordan over here. He messaged me yesterday, wanting to get into the gym. I had to tell him no because I was with my family. But those are the type of messages that we get. About guys wanting to be here and they're hungry about wanting to get into the gym and just want to get better. They listen to what it is that we're asking them to do. I believe that they believe in what we're doing as coaches to improve their game and help them get to levels that they haven't been yet. And that's just something across the board that we're trying to accomplish here, from like we were saying, from the young ones all the way up to the guys that we have here right now. And in year one, record might not have been what everybody wanted it to be, but I strongly believe, and I know that we made strides in the right direction to kind of build that. We've got great group of parents right now that are really, really looking to try to be a part of what it is to build here through Northport with the boys basketball program.
Right.
And just kind of build it that way, man. Active parents that want to help. They want to see the program kind of take off and be a change around here. So that's just kind of where we're going with it.
That's cool. You've got, I want you to throw some shout outs now. Okay. I want you to start with your coaches. I want you to give some shout outs to your coaches. And I want you to give some shout outs to the parents who have helped this first year build for the year number 2.
All right. I will start with my coaches. Of course, shout out to the Stephenson brothers. Okay. Appreciate all your guys' your commitment to everything that it is that we're doing. Shout out to Ben. Ben has stepped in and played a major role as somebody being a part of the staff prior to us being here. Ben stepped in, and I believe that he was trying to get the position here of trying to coach, and he didn't shy away from the opportunity, even when I asked him to step in and kind of help us out. And he's blended right in with us, man. He helps us with everything that we need to do. He steps up. He's right there with the guys, working with them on his own individual time and helping grow the program in that way. A Northport voice, a Northport body that's been here, that is welcomingly taking us on as people that weren't here before when we got the job. So I'm very, very appreciative of Ben and everything that he's done. And then I've also got Coach R. He's a silent kind of guy, but he just kind of does his thing. He takes time out of his life with everything he's got going on to be here and help our program grow. So that's our coaches. Gonna shout out to Miss Ryan. She's did an amazing job this year as the voluntold team mom that got told to be team mom. She stepped up to the plate and has helped us out majorly across the board. Miss Jill Dennis has done a great job to help us out with things that we need, and everything else that we've kind of accomplished. And that's for our parents. Couple ones that I'm kind of not going to say the names of right now because they're still kind of coming up and through. But just everything that we're trying to do, from getting out in the community with fundraiser ideas and everything like that. We've got some stuff that we're going to try to continue to push and build, and just continuing to build the program. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record saying that, but that's what I believe we're trying to do to get better.
Well, and it's like every year. Do you and I said this to Sean a little while ago, but a coach has to step back and analyze what they did the prior year. And it's not that you're tearing it up, but sometimes you have to assess what worked, what didn't work, and then rebuild and retool. And maybe even enlarge your tool bag, so to speak, because you're trying to teach that mindset to an athlete, but you're also really in the culture that we're in at the school, we're trying to do that within our own ranks, with whether it's parents or other coaches coming on board. It as a head coach, your responsibility is mass, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
and you do analyze all these things, don't you?
Oh, I definitely do. You know, I'll be very honest and say I've had multiple meetings with my staff because I'm kind of a person that feels like I can kind of take everything on my own. And I stepped into here, rushed around. You know, I wanted to get on the court, wanted to get these guys in the gym, wanted to work. And there's assets and stuff that I missed. I missed completely. And like you're saying, taking a step back, you know, the fundraising is one thing that, you know, I've kind of been able to kind of delegate that to, you know, Ben to kind of help me out with doing that. He's now rotated that down to our parents, and now we're kind of spreading the wealth that way. Our practices and our workouts right now, you know, I rely heavily on the coaching staff with their ideas on things that we're going to do moving into June with just the team and everything that way. So yeah, just me having to realize that myself, that it's not just me solo. I've got all of the help that, you know, we can get, and kind of putting a little bit on them to kind of take the load off of my plate. That's something that, you know, I've just had to take in and kind of notice and, you know, analyze for us to get better and improve.
Well, I wish you well, and really 100% support on this side, and Sean too. But I hope that you can build your army of backers, because that's really what you have to do, and it's groundwork, and it's hard work. But when you build that ground game with your parents, with your athletes, and you have that total commitment, that's kind of what you came from, isn't it?
Yes, that's exactly where it was. So exactly what it was. You know, it worked there where I was before at Charlotte, and you know, just trying to get that initiative and that want over here. We're gonna get there. You know, again, I have a lot of support. I have a lot of support with what we have coming up, and I know we'll get there. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. I honestly think we're a little bit more on track with what it needs to be, but I don't want to say too much. We'll just continue to do what we got to do to get there and improve and be better.
Proud of you, Coach. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Well, hang on, before we let Coach go, you got a couple spectators. Did you want? Are they coming on or not?
Well, if they can, if that's around, I don't know how much time we got.
Stuff for their parents.
Bring them on.
Yeah,
Come on,
guys.
All right, let's go.
We'll keep you right there.
Okay, all right.
You got the microphone.
All right. Get close, man. Get close. All right.
All right, hang on.
Tell them to speak up.
You got to come in closer, you two.
Right.
There we go. All right, Coach. We'll start on your right. Who's first in the middle?
All right. I've got junior guard. Going to be senior guard. Jordan Nelson. Okay, and we've got next to him is a junior, going to be senior player. That's Brian Stevens. And you know, these young men are two, what I like to say, very, very important parts of our program. Without them really knowing this, I can honestly say, since we've been a part of what it is that we're doing, they don't miss anything. You know, they've been around it the whole entire time. They were one of the first ones that when season was done, 2 weeks afterwards, this one in particular, he wanted to be in the gym 2 days after season. But again, man, these guys, they've been around it. I'm going to say they're two little pillars of what we have to kind of build and grow. And they're leading by example, coming in here, doing the things that we need them to do and helping our program grow. So again, it's got Jordan Nelson and Brian Stevens here.
You want to get him on the court, or they could be shy here?
Well, you guys got anything you want to add or
give
anything
him
you want to
microphone.
say? Oh, okay.
Go.
Shoot. All right.
Not that's far from you. Here you go. Jordan, real quick, you've had a year. You can just hold it there. That's fine. I'm going to pass there. What did you think about last year's experience? What are you seeing now that's getting you ready? That's even more optimistic for next year. What have you seen so far in these last, I'll say 3 months now, 4 months?
What I'm seeing is, like, these guys really want it, man. After the season we had, you know, everybody was a little upset that we could win more games, and that's just been pushing everybody to be better in the gym, wanting to work hard.
Good. I've got the name here.
Brian,
how about you? You had a year with us?
What
What do you see on the offseason so far? I know it's early, but what are you excited about?
just like he said, everybody wants it really bad. We want to get better for next year so that we can have a better record and making names for ourselves out here in the city.
Coach, you had a lot of seniors this last year, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is going to be almost a brand new team for us. Well,
Yeah. Well,
minus the substitution. I mean,
Yeah.
A lot of opportunities. You guys ready for the opportunities?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Starters.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know if they're starters. I don't want to assume.
Well, you know, you kind of said it. You know, so we'll see how it pans out. You know, to
Alright,
kind of get
that's
that. I don't appoint stuff that early. So we'll
What
see.
do you guys seen on your side? Because he's got his perspective as a coach. You're the player side. What are you seeing with the other teammates that are coming out and working out with you guys? You seen a different energy?
Yeah,
different
like
excitement, different physicality.
when we're out there, we're always pushing each other to be better because we want to be better as a team. So to be better as a team, we got to make each other better first.
That's awesome. Did you see anything on your side there?
I see people are starting to hold each other more accountable. You know,
That's awesome. Okay, a few words here, but we'll get. Thanks.
All right, as long as we got it
All right, thanks.
Yes, sir.
I'll step you out here. All right, so coach, they'll work on that. It's amazing how mouthy they are when they're not on camera.
Yeah.
Put them on camera, all of a sudden it's like, oh, what do we say?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate them not cussing. That's always a good thing.
Yes, sir.
Coach, before we let you go, I did have a fan question. Your 3-on-3s last summer, the little kids.
Yes.
Is that happening or not?
We are in the works of trying to. I'm saying this live. We want to get we want to get the Little Cats League kind of going back up again, if we can. But we're still kind of working that out. But if that can't happen, then yes, we'll definitely look to bring the 3-on-3 back. I know we got a lot of input. A lot of people like that. So again, stick with us. I know I have a lot of people in the community that know me from Charlotte. I'm trying to build my Northport community on Facebook. If you can follow our boys basketball page on there, we kind of share information that way. And then also if you can follow my page, Matt Stephenson, add me. I'll add you back, and that way you can see any information that we have and what we're posting on that. But again, kind of stick with us, be on the lookout, and we'll definitely got some stuff coming through the school.
All right, Coach. November's going to be here before you know it.
Oh yeah, we know.
It's coming, bro.
Yes,
I can't wait. I'm excited for you. It's going to be a great season 2 for you here.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That's Coach.
John, thank you for all you do too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's Coach Stevens. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
All right, that's our farewell to varsity basketball. We'll see them again, I'm sure, in October. John, we got another farewell here. Come on in, Coach.
What?
All right. Another farewell. Coach Fu. Chocolate Fever.
Farewell?
John.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? What's this farewell talk?
For the season.
Season's over.
Oh, okay.
They
I
finished about
was
2
in a
weeks
panic
ago.
state of mind.
No. He's an institution. He ain't leaving yet. Coach, when did you wrap up your season? It's been about 2 weeks now, hasn't it?
State meet was on May 10th. Yeah.
May 10th. Okay. Now, why don't you give us a nice? I posted. We had a great state run this year.
Really strong state run.
What were your results? We're on the win here. What happened to states for us this year?
Honestly, we can't talk about states unless we talk about Christian, who was our lone qualifier. Christian Angran, who actually won the state meet in pole vaulting, which just a crazy fact that it was his first win ever. Not first state win, first win ever at any meet. And it came at the right time, came at the biggest meet of the year, and he got first place. Other than that, we had 12 guys qualify for regionals. Unfortunately, we only got one to states, but solid season, great postseason run.
Oh, do the girls also, because
The girls,
we got some.
yeah.
Oh, there's more than one athlete. We got a couple of them.
Well, the girls, I'm speaking on behalf of Coach Duque. The girls had a 4x8 team, qualified for states. A javelin thrower, Olivia Tyson, and Malia Hambrick, who was on the 4x8 team. She ran the open 8 too. Unfortunately, Olivia in the 4x8 missed placing by 1 and 2 spots. They got 9th and 10th respectively. But Malia came through at the end of the meet and got 5th place in the 800.
And that sets her up for an amazing possibility next year.
4 years in a row. She has medal every year of her high school career.
And we're trying to find out, Coach, has that ever happened before?
That has never happened before.
So have we ever had 3 in a row?
I would have to do my research, but
Yeah.
for track and field, I know that's never happened.
So no pressure there, Malia, but you're
Right.
And I told her a long time ago, I said she's got 3 sports as a varsity starter,
Right.
freshman, sophomore, and junior year. If
Yep.
she goes her 4th year in all 3 of those, I don't know if we've had an athlete.
She also got a letter in weightlifting last year too.
Why not? Why not? What else? Yeah. So I don't know. She might be the first athlete that I know of that's going to
13 letters. Yeah.
varsity all 4 years for 3 sports
Right.
plus weightlifting. That could be a
Yeah,
record
she could
right
have
there.
13 letters by the time she's.
I know.
finished it.
Amani did. was thinking Francavilla. She might have been one. She had volleyball, basketball, and track and field, but
She
I
could have
don't
been
know.
one.
I don't know if she did all 4
She,
years.
I believe she did. I think she has 12.
So there you go, Malia. You could join some rare air there with that one. So let's go back to your overall schedule. Now I remember way back in February, you were cautiously optimistic.
Very cautious. We had a very young team, and we had a handful of kids come from other sports, which is how we became a great program. But the years past, it hasn't been that way. Like, for example, you just interviewed a basketball player, Jordan. He was on the track team briefly, and we needed that. We needed other sports to come out, run track, football, participated, like I said, basketball. Even I even had baseball players. We're in the same season, but a couple of baseball players who quit baseball came over and did javelin for us. So overall, just getting kids from other sport was a big improvement. Now, also going back to that, a lot of these kids were seniors, so it's their first year. They're one and done, and that's unfortunate. But I wouldn't trade it in for anything because that was a great season to have those senior soccer players, basketball players just come out and try track and just fell in love with it. It does suck that it was only 1 year, but just to see how they enjoy the season.
But John, I was going to tell Fu here that it seems like this year was I'd say a better success than you were probably anticipating based on the results. You had all those great regionals, another run at states.
Yeah, we had what I would call a solid year. Like, did we finish tops in meet? Not enough, but we did. For some reason, a flu bug or some kind of sickness just ran rampant through our team this year. Injuries, but other than that, the kids came back and fought hard, and like I said, they finished strong. We never finished out top 10 at any meet all year.
That's awesome.
So, just if we would have been 100%, we would have won a few meets, and I know that for a fact.
You got the one I announced, the Northport one. We picked up something there.
The Northport one,
Like the first one,
the
the Valentine's Day one. You got something there.
the girls got first, the boys got
I remember that.
third, I believe.
Yeah, that's pretty good showing.
Yeah.
So, John, I've got some surprise guests here. I'm going to let Coach Fu bring them in here. I'm like, come on in, guys. Come on in.
So coming here is our state champion, Christian Angran, and his pole vault coach, Jason Hong.
You have to share the microphone there, Coach.
I'll put it on.
All right, John, this is our second state champion of the year so far. We had Caitlin here, Kohlenberg with weightlifting. Christian, shake your hand real quick. I'm going to have to yell because you don't really hear me so far. Tell us about did you do pole vault last year?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I've only done pole vaulting for 3 seasons.
Okay.
My sophomore year, unfortunately, I was injured, but yeah, this is my 3rd year doing pole vaulting.
So I'm going to talk to coaches. Yeah, I know zero about pole vaulting other than it looks terrifying. I want to do it once, but I'm afraid I told John I'll crack every bone in my body when I fall on my backside. It looks great. What got you to pole vaulting?
Well, my freshman year, coming into track, I only did long jumping in my middle school career, but I wanted to try out new events, so I started doing 6 events where I had some sprinting, some jumping, and I talked to Coach Hong about doing pole vaulting, and he was like, yeah, we're looking for some new guys, and I was just interested from there. We just got going.
And the build up to a state run, did you see it coming at the beginning of the year?
Honestly, yes.
I love it.
I really, like this year, I was really focused on doing my best off season and then during season to make things happen. I had my goals and expectations high because that's really what I wanted to strive for. And I'm just thankful that God allowed me to, make it happen.
So the day of state itself, did you even feel that you were going to be the #1 jumper that day or vaulter that day?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, go ahead. Just take it off.
So I know I just told you Christian won his first meet ever at the state meet, and it's a great Cinderella story. But there was a lot of confidence going into that meet with these two. Coach Hong is one of the best pole vaulting coaches in the area. He knew he had a plan. We were not trying to win meets beginning of the year. He had a plan, and it fell into place, and it worked well. And the results, obviously, was what we wanted. So it was a Cinderella story. Christian, who's never won before, wins at the state meet, but their confidence, both these guys' confidence going to the meet, made me confident, thinking this is going to happen.
Well, let's talk to Coach Hong for a second here. Coach, How you doing, sir?
Doing well, guys.
So now I know from Coach Fu earlier, there's a little special tie here you have with Norfolk High School before you even became a coach here. Let's
Yeah.
let our crowd know. First of all, introduce yourself. And all
Yeah,
that good
hi
stuff.
guys. I'm Jason Hong. I coach the pole vault here at the high school. Kind of coincidentally enough, I guess, or fate. 24 years ago, I actually kicked off the pole vault program here when we opened as a jumper. We didn't have a coach. We barely had equipment, but we were yielding all of those points at the meets. And I said, well, we got to do something. We can't just let everybody beat us. And so anyway.
So what was your graduating class?
I was graduation of 04.
Yeah, first one.
Well, I was gonna say
first
that
class.
must be the first. Yeah.
Yeah. So we opened the school, and
So the thing I saw on the flyer was you are a first. Did you do districts or state at your conference? I don't know the.
oh,
That's what I saw about some connection there.
oh, okay, yeah. So I also, as an athlete, medaled not in this event, but as a weightlifter. So
So you're a Norfolk High medalist as a student, and
Yeah.
now you're coach of a state champion.
correct.
That puts you as the first one ever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat stat.
Yeah. Christian, what's it like with your coach? It seems like obviously something worked.
Well, I can get it. Yeah. Yeah. I just been working with them off season and class. It's just been kind of a roller coaster, through training sessions. I've just been working my hardest, and then I've also had a few injuries that they've worked through with me. So it was just kind of a challenge, but I'm glad that we were able to go through it together.
Either of the coaches, what did you see in Christian, say his sophomore year, his junior year, senior year? Was there a moment in those 3 years where you thought, hey, we got a shot at something special here?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. He had mentioned that he had his background in the long jump, and coincidentally, that's where I recruit my vaulters. They don't vault in middle school, but a lot of the things from that event transfer over beautifully to the pole vault. Their step, their speed, the way that they take off, a lot of foundational fundamentals that transfer really well. And I mean, the kid's fast. He's got springs for legs. I mean, anybody can see that as soon as he starts training. So, yeah, you go grab those kids right away.
Coach Hong, traditionally, pole vaulting is a hard sport to recruit just to get kids come in. And I have a theory that one of the reasons why is because you guys go so late. Like, it just goes all day and night. No, I'm kidding. I don't know why. So with Christian's success, is that going to be easier for you or harder to
Well, I
recruit
mean,
next year?
success begets success, you would think. I mean, hopefully. We always have a steady inflow of kids. We've had strong success over the last several years since Coach Fu has invited me to join the program. So, we're just hoping to keep it going. We've got a couple of exciting young vaulters that should bring us some more hardware.
Coach, are you local now? Or are you going to stay for a little bit? Or I don't know your situation.
Yeah, I live here in town. Excellent. So, minutes away. We actually just hired, I believe he's been hired, Coach King, an old jumper of ours, to help assist us in the program and, keep the ball rolling.
Coach, if I could. Coach, what's it like knowing you have this caliber of a pole vaulting coach? You got this caliber of athlete, at the pole vault now. Now you're pretty well known for the 4x800 teams. Are we going to now have a pole vault reputation now?
As an event coach, yes, I focus on the 4x8 because that's what I coach. But as a head coach, I want every single event to be like this. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I hired Coach Hong. I knew he's a great coach. If he mentioned some of the young vaulters, he didn't mention their name because one of them was my son. I literally sent my son to him with no experience, no interest, but I wanted him to become a vaulter because I knew he was a great coach. So my son will be one of the guys he's talking about. Hopefully, will bring us some hardware in the future. He's only a freshman now.
Oh, no doubt.
So,
he made it to regionals as a freshman, so that's quite impressive.
So just having that caliber coaches takes a lot off my plate. I don't have to worry about pole vaulting. He asks when he says I need something, I get it for him. But other than that, I don't go over there and try to coach his athletes. I let him do his thing because I trust him, and I want to be that way for all my events. And we're getting there. Are we completely there? No, we're not completely there yet. Obviously, you've seen, but we are getting there, and that's the goal of the head coach of the program.
John, I know you know some of these coaches here. You got any questions for Coach Han, Coach Fu?
Well, I actually care about both of them deeply. I've known them a long time, and Coach Fu, we go back almost to the start of school, I believe, with you being there. Weren't you one of the first teachers?
I started in 2003, 2 years after it actually opened.
Yeah, so
I was there for the first graduating class, which Coach Hong was one of my first students ever when I started teaching.
So I have the utmost respect for you guys, and I know the commitment. And I was a track and cross country guy myself way back in the day,
Right.
and I still have fond memories. And I'm going to say this: it's one of the greatest camaraderie sports that you can get involved in, because it's not 2 or 3 guys; it's a team effort. That then turns into individual sport. And young man, congratulations. It's your dedication and your athleticism that is shining right now. And the fact that you had the wherewithal to stay within the plan and the structure is why you're champion today.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. And you got my total support. You know that, coaches.
Thanks, John. So, Coach Hong, how do you know Mr. Rawlings here?
Oh,
we were talking earlier off camera, so
sure, yeah.
Give us a scoop on that.
No, I mean we've all lived in Northport, pretty much since the beginning. Good buddies with his son. We grew up together. He's a little bit behind me. He was in the wrestling program. So just living in Northport, you kind of end up all knowing each other after a while.
I think I heard someone say the smallest big city or biggest small city or something like that.
Yeah, biggest small city, I think is the saying.
100,000, and we all know each other.
Yeah. So,
Coach, you remember, or John? You remember this guy? He's young.
I do, 100%.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Without the beard.
Well, listen, it gets bushier all the time.
Sean, can I talk about something?
Of course, yeah.
So we announced this at our award banquet and probably posted it too, but Christian has been accepted for Nike Outdoor Nationals. He's the first in our school history to be accepted. It's in Eugene, Oregon, which is the mecca of track and field. But it's actually really far from Florida. So we are currently trying to raise money to help send Christian and his coach and his mom out to Oregon. So hopefully we can post a link, and any amount of support will help.
When is this happening, Coach?
June 20th.
Oh, it's already coming up.
It's coming up. He's been accepted. Yep. And we're just trying to get him there now.
Christian, you ever think that doing a pole vault will get you out to the Nike tournaments there?
I never saw this coming.
Yeah.
I knew I was having big expectations for the season coming up, but I never knew that they were going to be this great. There's many things that can happen, and I'm just glad that I have this opportunity, and I'm just ready to make the most out of it.
Is that the campus where they do the Fontaine and all those?
Yes.
Big Oregon? That's the one I see on ESPN.
Exactly.
That's the big one, man. Oh my goodness. Christian, what are you doing next year? Have you decided what you're doing, or are you still thinking about it?
So currently we are still thinking about it
Okay.
because I still am working on being recruited to a team. But it's all about just finding the right place financially and just making the most out of it.
What does your family think about this success here?
They are ecstatic. I'm kind of the first in my family to have this accomplishment, and I've been having a lot of great things coming about from people that I haven't even known in my family, and it's just been a lot of love, support, and I'm just thankful for all of it.
Have you looked behind your shoulder to see what's coming your way in 2 days? Let's see if we get the crowd there. Let's see, look at that. They're already setting up, John, for Thursday night for the graduation ceremony.
Fantastic.
And you'll be the only second senior we have this year that's a state champion.
Yeah,
Do they have a special cord for that? They should. They should have a state cord for you guys.
that would be nice.
Oh, you wear the medal. You should bring it out. That is a great idea, Coach. I think you should do it. Sneak it on the thing, bring it out, and walk around like a big pendant that you got a state medal.
Yeah.
Is it big? Oh, I've never seen one before.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty good size. It's bigger than all my other medals, I will say.
Hey, John, I think you should bring it out for graduation in 2 days.
Absolutely.
That is fantastic. Well, yeah, Oregon will, of course, will post your link on that.
Appreciate that.
Who do you, Coach? Do you have any other fundraisers besides for Christians coming up? I thought I saw a freshman had a chance to do something with high jump.
Yeah, I posted. We have a freshman going to the New Balance Outdoor Nationals, which is in Philadelphia, and New Balance has a freshman category, which Nike does not. So that's why he went that route, and he got accepted. He reached qualifying height in triple jump and high jump.
Has that already happened already?
No, I believe it's around the same week.
So just like that, you have a Nike and a New Balance.
Right.
Is there an Adidas one or Reebok or
I have not looked into it, but
No?
those are the two big ones.
Under
and
Armour maybe? The
Yeah.
clothing?
those are the two big ones, and I'm very proud of both of them. They're teammates. They know each other. They practice together. So I'm happy for both of them to go. Like I said, first time in our program history.
Wow.
Like we've had state champions. We had that 4x18, and they were all just split seconds off of qualifying.
Yeah.
So just to have these two actually hit the marks and qualify means a lot.
So John, it sounds like another successful year here. I know he's underplaying how great it is, but that's pretty cool. I'm so happy for you guys.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
And just so you guys know, Michael gave some love. He chimed in there a little bit, so he basically said hi to both of you. So
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Come on, Michael.
Yeah, we had Michael on earlier as a guest host.
Oh,
I
really?
knew that. Yeah, he did
Wow.
2 of our things for wrestling. 'Cause I don't know much about wrestling, so
Good.
he hopped on.
does. He had plenty of success.
That's all.
Yes, he did.
So, guys, great year for the 3 of you, and of course the whole team involved. Is there anything you want to look forward to for next year? I know Christian's out of here. Christian, what would you say for pole vaulters coming up? You're like, hey, I got a state medal. What would you say to
Well,
those guys? What kind of athlete are we looking for to jump in?
Well, I think somebody who's just well-rounded as a character, athleticism. It definitely takes a lot to get into pole vault, but it also has that ability to be coached and just having that drive to learn more about the sport and really develop your skills in it. And if you're somebody who's willing to do that, then you are more than capable of doing pole vaulting.
That's awesome. Coach, you got any words for the potentials out there? Or same?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we have some young jumpers that we're excited about. Maisie Smith is one of our young girls. She's been a back-to-back district champion. So hopefully she makes a strong state run next year. I fully expect it. I think it's going to be exciting with our young guys. I think they're going to surprise the heck out of some people in the area. And, just keep building on our success.
That's awesome. Correct me if I'm mistaken. Didn't Charlotte have the girls state champion, or almost did, or came close?
Controversy.
There's
So all of
a
sudden,
bit
we
of
got
controversy
we
about
got
that.
some pole vaulting action down here.
To feed into that, this is kind of becoming the hotbed of, excellent jumpers in the state. Alex
second
Bates
place.
was the second place jumper, the first runner up, and he's out of Riverview. So you've got the number 1 and 2 boys jumpers in the entire state of Florida that battle each other week in and week out. And, it just makes everybody so much better.
Yep, of course.
So, and like you said with Charlotte, Leah Hunius, she took third, but that was really out of a controversial rain call, and she had just as good a shot to win it as anybody else, but unfortunately the weather took that out of her hands.
All right. Well, Coach, guys, thank you so much. John, you got any more questions? We'll let them go. He's got to go jump some more.
no, I'm good. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Great job,
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Christian, thank you so much. We're going to keep an eye on you jumping here a little bit. Oh, you're done? Oh, okay. All right. All right, guys. Well, John, again, I want to thank you personally, John, for doing another year of this show. Like I said earlier, I've met so many people. This show gives me such a great chance because up until 2 years ago, I just did a few sports, and then I opened it up when my daughter came here. I was pretty much here all year long doing some sport of some kind, announcing. And I got to meet so many neat people, and they've all been positive. The coach has been great to me, and I just, what a wonderful year.
Yep.
So, guys out there, don't forget, it's not too late. Let me show the sign one more time.
Like
This will
and
be the
share.
last thing I advertise for. This is the last thing I get to advertise. They still got a few out there. This is for project graduation. Someone's going to win a truck. City of Northport, want to thank them for supplying that beautiful 4x4 F-150. I can't believe a kid's going to go home with a 4x4 F-150. That's a little too much power for an 18-year-old, but that's okay. It's a free truck, so why not? It's only $10 to get in there, $15 at the door. It's going to be 8 to 12 at the Mullins Center. That's Friday night. Obviously, graduation's Thursday. So that's it for me. And one more event Wednesday, tomorrow. I apologize. One more event, John. we have some of our lady Bobcat soccer players playing for the semi-pro team, and their first game is actually going to be at Naramar because we can't use the stadium because they're setting up for graduation. That's going to be a 7 o'clock kickoff. I don't know the ticket prices. That might be free because it's not a stadium. So we want to wish the Lady Bobcats. We also want to wish our baseball players. There's a lot of them out there doing competitive teams. They're doing really good out there. We'll post those throughout the summer as well. So this should be it for me, John. I am done for the summer.
Great job.
All
Great
right,
job.
buddy. Good job, Coach. You go, John. I'll see you guys. See you August. See you August.
Have a good day. You guys be safe.